Bang! That's motherfucker. Bang! That's number 2. Yes! Ice! You win it! Go! I'm so glad I had a cup. So glad I had a cup there. That was a nice doink. Good rounding.
Ian Garry represents the emerging competitive force, a competitor demonstrating perpetual vocal confidence backed by consistent competitive validation. 17 professional victories against singular defeat. Competition victories encompassing Carlos Pratt's and Bilal Muhammad accomplishment. Now confronting the most formidable examination throughout his career trajectory.
Held down for 25 minutes and just having a boring fight. He's a phenomenal wrestler, a phenomenal grappler. And if you allow him the ability to stay on top and utilize his grappling and his wrestling, he can suffocate you and just lie on you like a weighted blanket, and you just find it so hard to move. And I'm like, that's not fun for anyone. It's not fun for me. It shouldn't be fun for him. And it's definitely not fun for anyone watching. So I feel like, and he did that. He did exactly that to win the world title fight. And I feel like that's the worst case scenario.
Garry enters this matchup thoroughly prepared. Training camp components represent comprehensive completion status. Simultaneously, Makhachev's coaching apparatus has extensively studied Garry's competitive methodology. Sparring partnerships, physical dimensions, reach advantage, stylistic characteristics have undergone repetitive examination.
Makhachev methodically executes identical punishing wrestling sequences, establishing his championship foundation, systematically refining techniques that have devastated 16 consecutive opponents. Garry, substantially preceding this matchup formalization, was already issuing direct Makhachev challenges, employing provocative messaging, attempting psychological ignition.
Islam said he'd rather fight Morales because he's undefeated.
Of course he would. Of course he'd rather fight Morales. Because Morales hasn't beaten anyone in the sport. He said he'd rather fight Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman has won 2 fights in the last 10 he's had. He said he'd rather fight Pratt, a man who I beat. He'd rather fight anybody except me.
Garry transcends simple competitive interest. He pursues established antagonism. He visualizes international competitive narrative comparable to McGregor-Khabib confrontation, generating worldwide attention.
He's a special type of athlete, as we all know. He's one of those guys that are at the pinnacle of this sport here. I talk with Javier all the time, and Islam and those guys are always doing great. So they're in great hands. Javier is the one who builds champions. He's a master at what he does. So he's always with those guys. He's always with Islam. And so I know they're they're in great hands. They're getting exactly what they need as far as the, you know, the fighting goes, the training goes, all of that. So I see him, I see Islam just continuously doing what he's doing, and that's winning impressively. He's somebody who's mastered all aspects of MMA.
I assume that Islam's going to win that one just because of his wrestling pedigree. You know, to be able to dictate if the fight's going to be standing or on the ground, it's a great gift. Another guy with a strong team behind him, strong faith. I'm not rooting for anyone in that fight because I don't know either one of those guys on the personal level, but I'm assuming that Islam's going to win. That's my prediction.
Clear pronunciation, excitedly, warm and friendly tone. Sport analysts consistently communicate identical assessment. Makhachev emerges victorious without credible debate. Yet MMA history demonstrates that supposed consensus predictions have previously failed spectacularly. Reference Topuria's championship status confrontation against Gaethje, where established favorite Topuria fell unexpectedly to shocking upset. Consequently, when universal expert opinion forecasts predetermined outcomes, remember identical predictions materialized previously with contradictory results.
Makhachev versus Ian Machado. Garry, who do you favor in that?
You know, I favor Makhachev for sure. I think he's just going to take him down and dictate his pace and put the fight where he wants to fight. He's too strong for that little twig, you know, that little cuck that sits in the corner and watches his wife get dogged out by the nutritionist. So, you know, I got Islam. Islam ain't doing that cuck shit.
I got Islam.
How?
It's a top fight. I think it's a submission.
Submission.
But I gotta rewatch Ian Garry's fight because I don't know him very well. People saying like he has a good takedown defense.
Yeah. So we'll rewatch and come back to that.
So because I know everything in my division.
Yeah.
But I don't know a lot of people in 170, so I cannot say. But Islam right now he's the best, so it's a little bit hard.
The occasion approaches, representing potentially the most significant welterweight competition UFC has scheduled. Khamzat Chimaev, the competitor who genuinely tested Makhachev's limitations, has already communicated his perspective. Chimaev identifies Garry's striking proficiency as potentially troublesome during competition's initial phases. Nevertheless, Chimaev theorizes Makhachev's takedown precision execution proves decisive, predicting submission-based victory during the third or fourth competitive round.
I mean, you know, dude, I don't think Islam has a lot of weaknesses. He's never fought someone as long and tall as me. He's not fought someone as fast as me. He's not fought someone who has the distance management, the boxing capabilities, the head movement that I did, but also the takedown defense. He might get me down. I hope he does. Because I want to prove to the world that he can submit me. I want to prove to the world that I can get back up. I want to prove to the world that I can beat him in his own world. I don't care how long he's trained in that area. I don't care if he's an internationally recognized master of Sambo or not. I'm going to bounce him on his skull. I'm going to take his title. I'm going to take his throne. And I'm going to finish that consecutive win streak. And I'll always be the guy that stopped history from happening.
Okay, I just love that. I just love that. There's a lot going on here that I wouldn't expect you to appreciate. There's actually a lot going on there from a production standpoint. That looks like a video where Ian Garry didn't dress for it. He just sat down. He was just speaking candidly, right? That's what it looks like. From knowing production, that place is very well lit. This was very well planned. They put a lot of work and effort into making it appear that they didn't put any work and effort. And nobody really does interviews like this. Nobody's really putting out any of this direct to camera. No questions, no back and forth, just being real. And you can sense realness too. I mean, notice there, Ian Garry didn't try to sell you anything. He didn't plug a sponsor on that. He didn't tell you where to get tickets. He didn't tell you the date of the fight. He didn't tell you get over to Paramount Plus. He didn't do anything like that. He was just talking to you about how he feels about his next opponent. Now, Ian mentioned something in there. He says that Islam's never fought anybody as long as me. That is accurate, but I will tell you, it goes down a road that has proved to be less accurate, which is so many times when we haven't seen an athlete do something, a great athlete like Islam, We then jump to, therefore, he can't do that. I remember this with George St. Pierre, who had taken everybody down and beat them on the ground, 100% of people. And he's getting ready to fight Matt Hughes, and the world's saying, you're not going to be able to take him down. The world was right, so George threw a head kick and knocked him out. But that was the day that we found out that George could fight on his feet.
Coaching perspectives are documented. Statistical probability calculations favor championship-level competitor. However, this sport has historically humbled favored competitors. August 15th competition at Xfinity Mobile Arena transforms every analytical commentary into irrelevance. Exclusively, the octagon exists. Exclusively, these two competitors matter. Exclusively, the authentic competitive answer remains genuinely unpredictable. This concludes the comprehensive analytical breakdown.